Now, there are going to be times where we want to examine a continuous variable as it relates to a categorical variable. And so sometimes we say that it's a continuous variable stratified by a categorical variable. So if you remember in a previous video, we can get a lot of descriptive statistics information, particularly measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion, by using the describe function from the psych package. When we want to examine a continuous variable stratified by a categorical variable, we're going to use the describe by function from the same psych package. So here, I have the psych package already installed. I'm simply going to load it using the library function. And let's say for our example, we're interested in looking at the descriptive statistics for our music perception scores stratified by years participating in music lessons. So here, we're going to use the describe by function. Note that it's going to be the describe with a capital B by all is one function. And then we're going to pass in our two variables. First, we want to pass in our continuous variable. So here, we'll pass in our music perception scores variable. And then we're going to use the group argument. And this will indicate which variable is the grouping variable or the categorical variable. And so here, let's take a look at years participating. Let's run the code. And you see here that we have our descriptive statistics for our music perception scores stratified by each of the levels of years participating. So we see here that the first level of our categorical variable is less than 1 year. There were a total of 92 respondents. Overall, there was a mean of 0.01, a standard deviation of 0.17, and then we have all of our remaining descriptive statistics here. Now, in a research narrative, you can generally report this as a table, or if you're talking about specific levels within the narrative, you can report the sample size, the mean, and the standard deviation. So here, our second level is 1 to 2 years. We had a total of 39 respondents with an overall mean of negative 0.01 and a standard deviation of 0.2. And then, of course, we have the remaining 3 levels within our years participating variable. Now, another thing we may want to report is the 5-number summary of the continuous variable stratified by the grouping variable. In order to do that, we're going to use the function called do.call. So in order to create this table, we're first going to specify that we want to do a row bind. So r bind. And then we're going to use a function that we haven't looked at before called tapply. We're going to specify our continuous variable first, which is our music perception scores variable. We're going to specify our grouping variable second, or our categorical variable second, which is years participating. And then we're going to specify that we want quantile values. We'll run the function. And then you see here that we have our 5-number summary stratified by each of the levels within our years participating variable. Now what we can do is we can round this to make it cleaner when we report it. We'll specify the digits at 2. And this is a nice little table that we can use to report the 5-number summaries for any continuous variable stratified by a categorical variable.